We'll make sure you get the always out there with the hoe being some rocket shit. Pull up to the scene, my best advice is to hide your the lies all on your faces, cause your eyes will twitch. The black ski mask all on our faces be disguising. I'm my with your baby, you wanna cry? Rest my
I'm Kevin Harlan along with Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. On the sidelines, it's David Aldridge. The Bucks will end the road trip here before heading back to Milwaukee. And, of course, Anthony Davis. It's our first glimpse of him looking good in his new Bucks jersey.
Hey, as you were mentioning, I mean, that trade has this team buzzing. You can see it in the warm-up line, how loose and confident they look now with him on that roster.
You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
And he makes that one.
So much balance when Dick's in the air, always able to square his chest and make a confident stroke.
Outside, Davis. Pass to Tilly. Harper with the steal. We've played just over a minute here in the first. Got a hand on it. They retain possession. Another shot. Bailey misses. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, Kevin. I had a chance to catch up with Utah's head coach. I asked him how... try to handle Giannis Antetokounmpo tonight. The coach remarked, handle? You can't handle Giannis. We'll give him different looks and clog lanes, but really all we can do is pray a shot isn't falling. There's nothing wrong with asking for a little divine intervention on defense tonight, I guess. Guys?
All right, David, thanks.
0 for 3 from the floor so far. Not the start they had in mind. They need to just take a breath, reset, and keep things simple.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
Here's Dick. Rebounded by the Bucks.
Thin margin of error right there. You have to work for a better shot.
Outside Jackson. To the middle. Here's Giannis. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Well, they missed their first 4 shots, but finally able to get one on the board. Sometimes you just need to see that first one go down.
Yep, it counts.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Now here's Jackson. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. 5 on the clock. To the inside. 4-on-3 break. Outside Williams. Puts it up. Rebounded by Jackson. Bucks trail by 6. To the wing on the left. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, pass to Christie. Back to Davis. Bucks passing it around. 4 on the shot clock. The shot's good from Christie.
And I like Davis's decision-making. Fantastic. Always great at understanding when to move the ball.
Greg, as you were saying, beyond the blocks, what makes Anthony Davis special on defense is the way he navigates the floor.
Kevin, most bigs can get picked on in pick-and-roll action. Davis, though, too quick and smart to take advantage of. He can slip screens, hedge, switch, and recover like he's a 3-and-D wing.
And now Dick moving the ball. No one back to stop him.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
Now here's Giannis. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. Now, Greg, it took 40 years, but the Bucks finally won their second NBA title back in 2021.
Yeah, and Kareem leading that 71 squad. Giannis was the man in 2021, averaging 35 and 13 during the finals, closing out the Suns with that 50-piece in Game 6.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Pass to Christie. The 3. Rebounded by the Jazz.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
Here's Kessler. Utah shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
And Kessler is just a steady, reliable big man because he shoots a good percentage and defends the rim well.
And Kessler drops them both. Here's Christie. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And here's Jackson to halt the run. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Bailey. The Jazz again can't hit it.
Well, you can tell he's forcing things a bit at the moment. He's been trying to get it going, but this hasn't been his quarter.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Harper's shot's good. Harper's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. The drive by Jackson. Pass to Davis. Left side Jackson. 4 on the clock. Right wing. Here's Christie. Off target from 3-point range. Here's Bailey. And right as the buzzer sounded, he just dunked it right down. Wow!
And how about the use of that final possession? Perfect.
And so it's the Utah Jazz enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. Back to the action in just a minute. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And for the Jazz, this has been the game they've wanted to have.
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
Out to the wing. Over to the left wing. Outside Jackson. Takes the three. Kessler with the rebound.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And when healthy, Davis remains an absolute force in this league on both sides of the ball.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And that one falls for Anthony Davis. Hey, Stan, as a coach, what was the most difficult part when transitioning from college to the pros?
That's a great question, Kevin, and I think two things. Number one, the length and the pace of the season. You just didn't have the time to prepare for the next game. Everything was sped up. And then, obviously, the talent of the players, so you're trying to game plan and come up with a way to stop guys who are essentially unstoppable.
From outside the arc, it's hauled in by Achua. Bucks trail by 11. Marshall deciding where to go with it. Davis sets a screen. Drives to the hoop from about 19 feet. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
Up top, Achua. No scoring in this one. Here's Christie. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment. And you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
And he lobs it up toward the rim. Marshall with the steal. Pass to Christie. Fires the three. Utah with the rebound. They've held a 12-point lead earlier.
And then they continue to control the glass.
Here's Porter. Rebound by Marshall. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
Yeah, just looking to tighten up their defense in the paint. They've got to be better.
Yeah, it's basically a layup line. You're not going to win many games if you can't offer more resistance than that.
And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for Milwaukee. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Smith on the wing. The three. Buries it from three-point range. Smith's got his first 3 points of the game.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
Collier, that's good.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Michael Porter Jr. was the #1 ranked player in high school, but a back injury changed things. He said, "My potential may look different now, but as long as I can truly say with what I had, I gave it my all, that's all that success should be defined by." Kevin, he grounds himself in gratitude and the work he's put in.
Thanks, D.A. He is a worker and living the dream. We know very few players in the league, Stan, can put up points with the ease that Michael Porter Jr. can, don't we?
One of the prettiest shots in the league, Kevin. He's got great size. He's got that high release, and he gets it off quick. When he's shooting it well, he can take over a game.
And he rebounds well, too. He does other things in addition to scoring.
Well, that's where he's really improved, doing those other things.
Bucks trail by 5. And done with the slam.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Smith outside. Back to Russell. Clock at 4. And the foul called on Isaiah Collier. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
So it's the Bucks now. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
An active competitor. Russell won't go down without a fight, especially around the rim.
Here's Collier. An easy 2 points on the layup. Collier's got 4 points this quarter.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Back to Smith from downtown. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Here's Achua. Rebounded by the Jazz. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one, and that will be the third of 5 straight played at home.
And Murphy has become a more well-rounded offensive player, and that includes his ability to draw fouls.
The Jazz shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. He's perfect from the line this time.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Outside, Russell. Pass to Marshall. Harper with the steal. All alone. And Harper slams it in.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Now, here is Smith. Back to Russell. Out to Smith. Shot clock at 2. Here's Dunn. From outside, off the mark. Jazz leading by 7. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
That free throw missing. He hits the second from the line. 24 seconds left in the second quarter. Outside, Davis. Here's Tilly. And he's good on the 3 ball.
3 points.
16 seconds left to play here in the half.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Tipped away. Takes a 3. That shot misses. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Jazz lead by 5. From the Delta Center, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Bucks trail by 5. Now here's Antetokounmpo. Pass to Christie. Launches it. Rebounded by Bailey.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Harper, no good. You know, you were talking about Giannis. He can put up 30 a game without taking many shots from the perimeter. That's a tall order these days, especially because he gets doubled every single time.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, losing some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And we're seeing some big paydays for NBA head coaches these days, Stan. Do you miss it?
Do I miss the paychecks?
Yeah,
payday was always really good in the NBA. No question about that.
What about now, though? What about now?
Well, it's gone through the roof. But look, the trade-off is the paydays are big, but there's not a great deal of job security, Kevin.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Shoots the 3. Offensive rebound. On the wing, Jackson. 6 to shoot. Goes back up. There's the triple. To the paint. Here's Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
It may be the most bankable play in this offense. Antetokounmpo on the roll with the finish. They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz.
You have the hammer on you. Here we go, everyone. Let's hit it for you.
Bucks trail by 8. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Davis sets a screen.
Recall foul. Bailey. Second personal foul. Second team foul.
And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
They set the pick. Shot clock at 5. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. Jazz leading by 8. Here's Harper. Pass to Dick. Here's Bailey. Antetokounmpo pulls it in.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Dick wide open. Offline with his 3. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Bucks. Next step for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Davis sets a screen. Pass to Tilly. Shot clock at 3. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Good call, ball.
it's the Jazz now. Here's Harper. In the corner, it's Kessler. No good on the three. Bucks trailed by 8.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Third team foul.
Now, Antetokounmpo. Pass to Jackson. 3-pointer.
Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift.
That's tipped. Stolen by Jackson. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Out left to the wing. Now Davis. To end the cold streak, Anthony Davis, too much size.
And that's a shot Davis will make 10 out of 10 times. He's just so strong inside.
Back to Kessler. Rebound, Milwaukee.
I think this is a rare case of being overcommitted. He tried to go all out at the rim, and they stifled him.
Pass to Tilly. Antetokounmpo with the ball. Clock at 6. There's a screen. Here's Christie. Second chance shot. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Here's Bailey. And he dunks it down.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Here's Harper. It's Dick on the wing. Pass to Bailey. Tries again. And the layup good by Kessler. And the Jazz lead by 10.
Well, Kessler to the rescue, using his size to win the rebound, and then quickly going on the attack himself.
Substitution on the court.
So it's the Bucks now. And here's Jackson. A 3-ball. Milwaukee. No good that time either.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Here's Davis. Misses the layup. He had him with that bump fake. Jazz leading by 12. Outside Porter. There's the pick. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That one on Davis.
Yeah, and look at the composure of Porter Jr. there to fight through the contact and get the and one opportunity.
He shot 2 free throws in the game, made one and missed one.
One shot.
Free throw good, Porter.
Well, look, there are a lot of different roles Porter Jr. can fill for your team.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Bamba. There's 21 seconds left to play in the third. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Fast break, Milwaukee. Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. Milwaukee shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
And when you think of free throw shooting, not particularly a strength for this group, right around 70%.
And the Jazz call time here. Utah calls timeout.
Once again, your Jazz High Squad. Make some noise. Utah timeout call. Look for the Jazz fans. Give a big round of applause once again
And the foul called on Isaiah Collier. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Bucks shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Here's Collier. He gets it up. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Utah, enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Stan, of all the different styles of offense in this NBA, what style is the toughest to defend?
Kevin, I don't think there's really any difference in terms of styles or systems in terms of what's tough to stop. It's players. And it's how well a system maximizes their best players. That's what makes teams tough to stop.
And so it's Milwaukee with it. Down by 12. Giannis outside. Pass to Christie. Good. And it's Giannis picking up the assist.
And how about the splendid floor vision from Antetokounmpo? A good decision maker, improves his passing each and every year.
Here's Dick. Rebounded by Jackson. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Now here's Davis. Here's Christie. Pass to Antetokounmpo. 5 to shoot. To the left side wing. Plenty of space. And he nails that one right through the net. Jazz leading by 7. Driving in. And Harper slams it in.
In so many different ways, Dick gets the ball to his teammates. Always on time and on target.
Giannis outside. Davis sets a screen. Outside Jackson. We've gone about a minute and a half into the 4th quarter. Misses from close range. Right side Williams. 3-pointer. Rebounded by Jackson.
I can't believe he missed that 3. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving him.
Back to Davis. Pass to Jackson. Here's Christie. Shoots over Harper. The shot's good from Christie.
Well, that's probably not the shot they were looking for, but hey, when it goes in, everybody's happy.
Here's Harper. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Jazz.
Well, the defense hasn't done nearly a good enough job of getting back in transition, and they've taken advantage, racking up fast break points against them.
And not just that, they're also forcing turnovers at a high rate and taking advantage in transition.
The Bucks call time. With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during that last timeout, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what the head coach of the Bucks said to his team. They said, let's lock in, keep our focus. We need everyone down the stretch. Now, his players looked engaged, so I think the message got across. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, David. The Bucks call time. Bucks trail by 8. Pass to Tilly. Beyond the arc. And Bamba pulls it down. Throws it up high. Stolen away.
Jazz foul. Trey Murphy. That's his first personal foul. First team foul. At the line for the Bucks, Christie.
Free throw good. Christie.
On the court.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Russell inside. Here's Smith. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
And I like Russell's ability to create for others. He does what's best for the team.
It counts, and the foul. It goes on Cody Williams. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Bucks.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
And they've really been able to get out in transition and produce. The defense hasn't had an answer for this up-tempo pace.
Outside Harper. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Kessler. And Kessler throws it down.
The big man delivers. Kessler just went to work.
Here's Christie. Back to Antetokounmpo. Outside for Davis. A second chance effort. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Jazz leading by 4. Here's Bailey. Driving to the basket. Outside Williams. And finished off by Williams.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Here's Russell. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Pass to Tilly. Back to Giannis. Down low. Harper with the steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
To the left wing. There's Russell with the 3. They get it back. Powers through inside. Giannis.
Instincts and anticipation. Great effort here by Giannis.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Second personal foul. Third team foul. Buck substitution. In the 13.
Outside Harper. On the wing, Williams. It's up a 3. The rebound by the Bucks.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Offensive rebound. Williams with the steal. And now Utah, fast break. Here's Bailey. A good-looking shot from the wing. And the Jazz lead by 8.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
Yeah, they have made the most of their transition chances.
And it's just competing. You know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Inside, Davis. And it's Davis with the jam.
And really, the playmaking skills that Giannis possesses are special. He's so difficult to guard in screen and rolls because of
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Dick can't get it to go. Good on the triple. Here's Bailey. And an intentional foul right there.
Second personal foul.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
foul. Bailey.
And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game. We see the Jazz get the win here. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job